Police go through a cult indoctrination process whereby they have their individuality and even their name stripped from them, replaced with a number. They are enrolled into police college generally with very little life experience and no real knowledge of how the outside world truly works. If they fail the police exam, they are given help. If they fail again, they are given the answers. But if they fail one more time, they graduate as a traffic cop. The New Zealand police receive more training in marching and memorizing mindless legislation than psychology or how to even use their own equipment safely. For example, as soon as they were armed following the Christchurch mosque massacre, reports of police using a weapon in the line of duty was when one sat down and accidentally shot himself in the behind. Like any cult, the recruits are taken from their families, kept isolated and repeatedly traumatized throughout the course of their training. When first sent out in the field, they're often given harsh assignments such as domestic violence call-outs.
This is an act of terrorism, look at these thugs.
Experiencing the worst elements of humanity firsthand. This reinforces the police's us versus them mentality.
This old lady.
Additionally, the only people new recruits can hang out with now are other police. The only place they can hang out with them is at the police bar. Thus the police become their family. With all the trauma encountered through the day, many turn to drinking heavily in order to sleep at night. Because if they try to go to bed sober, they dream of the horrible things they've seen and done. This indoctrination process is not an accident. There are much deeper and darker things lurking in the heart of the New Zealand police. But before we go further, let us delve into the true purpose police are created for. Government comes from the Latin words to control the mind. So if police serve the government, it stands to reason that they are the enforcers of its mind control upon the population. Few have pondered the question, what is slavery? What if I told you didn't need chains, a whip, or a man on a horse with a southern accent to qualify as a slave? What if slavery in the modern era sounds more like this? You get woken up in a stress response by an annoying alarm before dawn, spend an hour or more in traffic, endure long hours at a job that sucks the life out of you, have no calling in life except to pay bills and hope you have enough left to get some cheap junk food and booze to distract you from the hell that is your life for the next 40 years before you suffer a heart attack at the age of 46 between the hours of 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. on a Monday morning. Just about the time your body decides it would rather die than go to that job again. Wouldn't you consider that slavery? Not enough to convince you? Then think about the statistics for a second. 100% of a slave's income is taken by force and backed up by a threat of confinement. What percentage of your earnings being taken by force qualifies as not slavery? 50% through income and other taxes? 10%? The fact is that any amount taken by force of punishment on a regular basis is slavery. Therefore, government is slavery. You are not free, just a kept pet. If you have not heard that government is slavery before, there is a good chance this information has been hidden from you, or what's known as occulted. Occult comes from the Latin verb occultare, meaning to hide, conceal, and keep secret. The word has less to do with Satan worship and sacrificing chickens with your goth mates on a Saturday night in a graveyard. It is more concerned with acquiring ancient knowledge of the true nature of reality, its rules, the rewards for following them, and the consequences of ignorance. There are two types of occultists at work today. Those of the light occult that wish to share this knowledge with all humanity so that we might evolve together. Then there are the dark occultists, the other side of the coin, whom conceal this knowledge to get a one-up on the rest of us. These are the dark occultists who own the police and military. They mock them, calling them our dogs, while referring to the general public as the dead or the unbegun. Police often have a black and white checkerboard design on their hats and uniforms. Freemasonry uses this design throughout the world in architecture and movies, symbolizing the light and the shadow that dwells within us all, and that they control both. The placement of this checkered rim around the police officer's skull has meaning too. The mind of the officer is hereby bound by both the dark occultist orders they're given to follow and the ancient mind control techniques wrapped around their very brain. Joseph Goebbels, the head of Nazi Germany's Ministry of Public Enlightenment and Propaganda, once famously said that if you tell a lie big enough and keep repeating it, people will eventually come to believe it. The mainstream media's role is not to educate, but to obfuscate. Their role is mind control. Be it their advertising dollars, their government handouts, or the broadcasting standards they must abide by. The media is a well-controlled entity, specialist in the processes of propaganda, repetition, and demonization of any thought or individual that does not share their narrative. This includes the wide-scale shadow banning, censoring, and even complete deplatforming of journalists, broadcasters, filmmakers, authors, activists, and anyone with the skills to share their knowledge with a great many people. This chokehold on information is supported, accelerated, emboldened, and solidified on a daily basis, not by the so-called powers that be, but because of you and me. A mirror for your reflection. The world didn't get this way by accident. It got this way by inaction. Your inaction. Everyone's inaction. What is the cause? What is our true enemy? Ourselves. Our ignorance, our apathy, our laziness, our cowardice. Do we want truth? Do we want freedom? Then imagine your head as being held under the water. Imagine the panic and fear when you know you have to fight for your next breath. How much do you need air? What would you do to get it? That is how motivated you must be every day if you want to see truth, love, and freedom in our world. Are you that motivated? Or do you want to be dominated? If not, you will never see truth, love, or freedom again. The light in this world, symbolized at the top of the pyramid of knowledge, will be brought down and locked into place, snuffing out all light, ushering in a new dark age where evil will rule, unchallenged, forever. Our ancestors played their part to protect human freedom. Now, it's up to you. Show you truly care. Turn off the black mirror and distorted reflections abound in TV, movies, and media. Find the courage to speak the truth. Lock yourself away in a room and read a book. Acquire the knowledge of who and what you truly are. Share your message, make a video, and most importantly, talk to others. For it is not what you know, but who you know that can create a ripple felt by others. Each one of us is the center of a little universe and can reach at least 1,000 people on social media. Imagine if we all did it. The thousands we would reach with our work of truth, love, and freedom. Whether you do it for your parents and great-grandparents, or for your children and your children's children, you are the one that has been standing in your way. The time is and always has been now.